So let's start with the website build. Before you started all of this, you may have Googled something like what makes an effective website, what are website best practices, and been inundated with all kinds of opinions that are contradicting and confusing and looks very difficult on paper. Let's break it down into the basics of starting from scratch. It all starts with the tech stack. You want your website to be fast and agile, something that loads quickly on varying degrees of connection, something that is going to load within 3 seconds is going to perform much better from a traffic and bounce rate perspective than something that loads in 10 seconds, for example. So when you're picking your tech stack, you want to choose something that's going to scale with your business and be easy to use out of the box. The second piece you want to check off is to make sure that the tech stack is workable and scalable for you. Not everybody has the amount of resources that are required to use some of the more advanced technologies. You likely are managing this thing on your own or using a company to manage it. You don't want to be dumping hours and hours and hours into your website, managing it, updating it, making sure that it continues to scale as you grow and add new services. So you want to make sure it's something that you can see yourself using at least for the medium to long term. There are tons of entry-level website building solutions out there that are more boxed and designed for people that aren't technical and don't know how to code. Things like Squarespace, Wix, Weebly are all great solutions for someone who wants to stand up a website very quickly, but doesn't have a technical background that requires coding out every single page and adding your design elements using hard code. These website providers often feature things like drag and drop builders, customizable box templates that look nice out of the box and can be manipulated lightly, and also a tech stack that you don't have to worry about. Everything is contained within these solutions. The downside to a solution like this is they are what they are. They're not going to be easily customized to specific use cases. For example, if you want to add a portal for your providers to log into for referrals and things like that, that can be a little bit difficult on these solutions. On the other end of the spectrum are the cutting edge, industry-leading technologies that are using more Angular and service-based code bases. These are extremely hard and have a steep learning curve to build, but allow you customization to do an incredible amount of technical work. Websites like Netflix, Facebook, all of those high-tech websites, they all use custom-coded solutions. You're a small business, you're likely not going to have the resources or the ability to have the resources to build and manage a website like that. So we recommend settling on the middle ground. WordPress is the most popular website platform in the world, and there's a good reason for that. There are endless amounts of resources out there. If someone's had a problem on WordPress, there's an article or 20 that help you solve it in varying degrees. And also, it enables you to use box solutions and box templates similar to Squarespace or Wix that are easily stood up, easily manipulated, and customized to you. That middle ground and the ability to manage that thing over time and have somebody who is both technical or not technical make simple changes to the website is why we prefer that as a solution for your small business. Once you've got your website tech stack stood up, you want to start looking around the web at what really connects with you. This is similar to the market research you did when you were starting the practice and when you were naming the brand, but now you're really focusing on the design of a site. This is going to be the artwork that powers the site, how the website looks on the front end, and how the user flows through the path of the website when they come to your page. There are a lot of different design inspirations you can pull in. I use a ton of design inspirations for dental sleep websites that have nothing to do with dental sleep at all. Choosing whether you like a rounded edge on your photos or a big drop shadow or color blocks in the background, all of those things can be taken and kind of borrowed from different websites. I often joke when I'm building a new website with a client, there's no original ideas left on the internet. Everybody just borrows from everybody else. So you can like the header on the Slack website and the services section from another dental sleep provider in your area and kind of cobble those together and customize those to be something that is uniquely your own. The next piece is focusing primarily in the design aspect on the homepage first. This is your digital salesperson. 60, 70, 80% of your traffic, depending on how many different marketing channels you're using, is going to go to your homepage first. This is going to be where you need to quickly deliver your message, quickly deliver the services that you're providing, and then walk the patient through the process of envisioning themselves using you. This home page is called home for a reason. It's your home base. Everything that you do should branch off of that web page and be complementary to the message that you deliver there. And part of that messaging is really building out a headline and a subheadline on that home page that's above the fold, both on desktop and on mobile, that delivers that message in under 3 seconds. Attention spans have been completely fried by staring at our computers all day at work and our phones all day in our spare time. So the amount of time you get to deliver a message with someone is shorter than ever. So delivering that powerful message, that value statement above the fold, and supporting it with a subheadline that really kind of explains what you do in a little bit further detail is a big key to this. And you'll notice on a lot of homepages, there are aspects that are very eye-catching. Big full-width images, big full-width video, those kinds of things will grab the attention of a user that comes across your homepage, and then enticing them with a nice headline and a subheadline will naturally drag them down into the sections that really explain that you're here to solve sleep apnea, you have education regarding it, you have services around it, and so on and so forth. For those services pages, you want to focus on a pretty standardized sitemap of what those pages look like. You want to have an easy way for people in all 3 phases of their sleep apnea journey to get to the things they'd like to see. Services pages on your website and linked into the homepage is a nice way to capture the audience and the attention for each 3 phases of their sleep apnea treatment journey. Having a quick link to pages about education in the Knowledge Hub to answer the questions about what sleep apnea is, having a page about testing and a page dedicated to sleep apnea treatments will naturally lead users to explore more on your website. And nesting that on the homepage underneath your value statements is a nice, quick and easy way to keep people engaged with your content. That content is a huge piece. Writing things in an engaging way that is easy to digest is key. We'll go into a lot of this further here in a bit, but the homepage really is a one-take elevator pitch for your business. So when you have something to say about education or testing or treatment, capturing that in a way that is succinct and engaging is going to keep people moving through your site and moving through your pipeline to become patients. When you're building your homepage, think a lot about the conversations you have each day that are short, quick conversations, maybe with somebody you run into at the grocery store or run into in the lobby of a building. What is your 30-second elevator pitch on all of the services you do? That's how that homepage should read. When you move them to the supporting pages, you can get into further detail. That detail can expand out to all of the different considerations with sleep apnea as far as symptoms and risks and treatments and testing options. That's where you want to focus a lot of the more in-depth content and things that you're going to be expanding your expertise on. When you chose your tech stack, you really wanted to choose something that was scale. That was one of the considerations. Part of that scalability is mobile responsiveness. 60 to 70% of the traffic to your website is going to be on a mobile device, whether that's a small cell phone or up to one of the giant Samsung tablet phones. But your website design should scale nicely no matter what size screen someone is on. From a technical standpoint, that's called a responsive design. It scales with the screen as it comes in and goes out. So when you build out the flow of your homepage, the design of your website, consider how it's going to look in the different states it could be in, as small as the smallest cell phone you've seen and as large as a 35-inch monitor. That website design aspect should be established up front when you're starting the website. It will scale to every page that you build on the website rather than designing it for a big desktop screen, having to go back and figure out how to move food around on the plate to make it look nice on a mobile phone.